Hello everyone and welcome to today's lesson. Today's lesson is going to be about modals, which is a grammar lesson for the first year baccalaureate students. First of all, before we go in depth into this lesson, we are going to read a conversation, okay? We have two friends. We have Samir and we have Jalal, okay? So Samir says to Jalal, you can follow the conversation with me. I think it's showing up on your screens now. Samir says, can we go to that store? Where is the store? Here is the store. It's right here. Can we go to that store? I need new shoes. Okay, so these are his shoes and he needs new ones. Okay, now this is his friend Jalal and his answer is the following: no, we can't go there. So the question was, can we go to that store? He said, no, we can't go there. It seems like some people are protesting. Look, this is what we mean by protesting. It's a protest, okay? In front of it. So this is the store of shoes, this one, and people are protesting in front of it. So the friends that are Samir and Jalal can't reach. They cannot reach this store for Samir to buy new shoes. Okay? So now let's go to the following slide. Here we find that we need to pay attention to the word in red. It's can. Okay? Let's go back and see. It's can, and here it's can't. Okay? So the word can is called a modal. Okay? It's called a modal. It's not the only modal, but it is called a modal. Okay? So how do we form a sentence with a modal? How do we do that? We'll see. Firstly, let's check the affirmative. Okay, you know that the affirmative is when we are just declaring an information about ourselves, about nature, about anyone, okay, or anything. So we are not asking a question, we are not denying or saying that something did not happen or is not happening right now. We are just declaring an information, okay? So for the first one, we start with the subject. And the subject is the one who does the verb. Okay, for example, I teach. I teach. So I is the subject. I do the teaching. Okay, so the subject. And then we have the modal. Okay, the modal can, and we will see other modals, but let's just say that, for example, I can. And then the verb, this V here is for the verb, okay? So the verb should be in the infinitive, okay? Now let's check the negative form. For the negative form, as always, we start with the subject. I have already explained what a subject is, okay, so there is no need for me to go through that again. And then we have, as you see here, we have the modal plus not, okay? We have the modal plus not. It's that simple. It's like the verb to be. When you say, I am not, you are not, he is not, okay? But the verb to be is not a modal verb, okay? It's just something that they have in common, okay? And then we go to the verb and it is in the infinitive. Okay, Now let's go to the interrogative form. The interrogative form is when we ask a question. I don't know something and I want to know about it. I want to discover it. I want to know more. Okay? Or I want to ask someone to do something for me. I need something. Okay? How do I do that? So, as you see here, we start with the modal. We don't start with the subject. This is a question. We do not start with the subject. We start with the modal, and then the subject follows the model. Okay, so this is the model, it's the first one, and then the subject comes, and then finally we put the verb in the infinitive, and of course we do not forget the question mark. Okay, so as we have seen through this table, we can see that the verb that follows the model always is in the infinitive. It is always in the infinitive. You don't find I can go in, or I can went, or I can ate, or I can eat. No, it's always in the bare infinitive. Okay, so it does not change at all. Now we have a little definition for what a modal is. Modals are special verbs or auxiliaries. Okay, they are auxiliaries. We use them to add a function to the main verb. So we have the main verb and we need to add a function. So they are helping verbs. Okay, they help us add a function, okay, to the main verb. What is the function that can the model add to the main verb? Okay, for example, what is the difference between saying I eat and I can eat? There is a difference. We will see right away. So here we can say the different functions of modals. We have the first one, which is permission. Okay, it's permission, and we have it also in French, permission, which means we allow something to happen. Okay, for example, I am a teacher and my student asks for my permission to go to the toilet. Okay, so he or she needs my permission, okay, to go to the toilet. To express permission, we have the following modal verbs. We have may, we have might. Okay, the difference between may and might is they are both polite, but might is more polite. Okay, might shows more politeness. Okay, and then we have can and we have could. The difference, as you see in the slide, the difference between can and could is that could is used when we talk about the past, okay? And can is used when we talk about the present. Okay, very good. Now, let's go to the prohibition. Oh no, I'm sorry. We'll go to the ability first. The ability to do something. For example, I am able to read. Okay, I am able to read. Let's just check the models for ability. We have two models. We have can and we have could. As you see, some models can have many functions or several functions. Okay, that's normal. That's nothing to worry about. It's simple. We will explain everything right now. Can, we use it for the present, and could, we use it for the past. Okay, for example, okay, you can carry a book, or for example, I can carry a piece of paper. This is not a heavy piece of paper. I don't make a lot of effort to carry this piece of paper. So I can. Of course, we have two verbs or two models. We have can and we have could. Can is for the present and could is for the past. What do you mean by ability? I am able to do something, okay? I have enough power, okay? For example, I can carry this phone. It is not heavy, okay? But for example, I cannot carry a house, okay? I mean, it's too big. I cannot carry a house. It's too big and it's too heavy, okay? So then we have prohibition. Now, what do we mean by prohibition? Prohibition is when we are not allowed. Okay, something stops us from doing something. Okay, you can't do this. You can't do that. That's why we find mustn't, we find can't, and we find may not. So for prohibition, we can use it to prevent people from doing things, to not let them. I won't allow you do that thing. You can't say bad words in the classroom. You can't do that, and you mustn't do that, and you may not do that. For example, if a student says, "May I go to the bathroom?" he is asking for permission. But when I say, "No, you may not," I am not letting him or her go there. So this is what we mean by prohibition. It's something that you cannot do, okay? Either because the law doesn't let you, or because maybe another authority, or there's always an authority, okay? We can even find it in religion, in Islam, okay? For example, eating pork is forbidden, okay? So we can't eat pork, okay? So that's what we mean by prohibition. Then we go to obligation, okay? Something is obligatory. Something that the law or someone who has authority over us, or religion, or a ruler, okay? So it's someone who has authority over us, enforces us to do, okay? We have to do it. It's something that if we don't do, we might get punished, okay? For example, if you do not do your homeworks, you will get punished. So this is obligatory, okay? So for the models that we have for obligation, we have two models. We have must, okay, and we have to, okay? So just one thing I want to talk about is that we said, as we have seen in the previous slide, if we want to put the model in the negative form, we add not, okay? For have to, we don't do that, okay? This is an exception. For have to, we say you don't have to, or he doesn't have to, or she doesn't have to, okay? So that's it. But it is also used to express prohibition or obligation. Also for the question, you say, do you have to, okay? So again, must and have to are about obligation. Then we go to the absence of necessity. We have necessity, something that is necessary, something that we need, okay? It is something that we need, something that we, for example, we need to eat, we need to drink, we need to have fun, we need to do a lot of things, we need a lot of things, we need money, okay? But this is the absence, okay? Something that we do not need, okay? Something that we can live without, okay? So there we use needn't or don't have to. For example, I already have a phone, so I needn't buy a new phone. I don't need a new phone. Okay, I don't have to buy a new phone because my phone, I have my phone, it works just fine. Okay, so if I buy a new phone, it would be just a waste of money. Why would I buy a new phone when I don't need one? Alright, so we have the function of possibility, and I think this is the one you are most familiar with, because it's the last function of modal verbs, which is the function of possibility. Okay, it's that simple, it's not that complicated, you don't have to think a lot about it. Okay, possibility means in French we say possibilité, c'est possible, so something that is possible. Okay, something that we can do. And then one of the models that we have for possibility is can, and then could for the past, and then we have may and we have might. Again, there is a slight difference between may and might. May is for something that is very possible. Okay, something that, I mean, we are not sure it's going to happen, it's just possible, but it's very possible. Okay, for example, we see a lot of clouds and we say it may rain. Okay, because we are not sure, but it is very possible. Might, it's not that possible, but it's not impossible. Okay, it's not impossible, it is still possible. For example, like 40% possible. Okay, so we have an extra function. Now you are going to move to the slide. Okay, check the slide with me. We have here, we can also use must to express certainty. Okay, what do we mean by certainty? Certainty means that we are sure about something. We are certain about something. It is sure. We know it for sure. For example, here we have I am sure something is true, means it has the same meaning as it must be true. Okay, so must here, it doesn't mean it has to be true, for example, as we are forcing it to be true. No, it's just that we are so sure that it is true. Okay, so now we can go to the examples we have. We have Samir and Jalal went to a store that sells shoes. Okay, do you remember Samir and Jalal from the conversation? They went to a store that sells shoes, but they could not get in. This expresses the ability. They couldn't. The ability is absent, but it is in the past. Get in. Notice that the verb is in the infinitive, because there was a protest in front of it, as we have already seen. Jalal tried to get through the protest, but a man told him, "Hey you, stop right there. You may not go any further. You may not." So you don't have the permission of the protesters. The ones who are protesting said, "You may not go infinitive any further. So you'd better go find another store." The second example is also about Samir and Jalal. Samir and Jalal can't. So now it's not could not. Could not was in the past. Since we are talking about the present, we say they can't enter the store because there is a protest in front of it. They might. We are not sure, but it's possible. They might go to another store because Samir needs new shoes. It must be tiring for them. It's not that we are saying it's obligatory for them to be tired. No, it's not. We are sure that it is tiring for them to find, okay, be is in the infinitive, for them to find another store with good quality shoes. Now we have the following exercises, okay? Use the right modal verb. We have may, we have needn't, and we have must. The first one is today is Eid al-Adha. The store, the verb is be. Closed, so closed, we mean closed. There's open and then there is closed. The second one, the subject is I, the verb is go out, and with Jalal today, so this is a question. Keep that in mind and remember the form that we have already seen in the chart or the table. And for the third one we have he, okay, blank, the verb is to buy new shoes. The ones he has are okay. So the ones he has are okay. We need to, okay? And for the last sentence we have he, blank, buy new shoes. The ones he has are okay. So something to be thought of. Now pause the video, do this in your copybooks, and then I will give you the correction. Okay. Have you done the exercise on your copybooks? Okay, now we are going to correct it. Today is Eid al-Adha. The store must be closed. So we are sure that the store is closed. This is about certainty, not obligation. Okay? Then we see that it's may I go out with Jalal today? So may I am asking a parent, or I don't know, it's usually a parent. May I, we started with may and not with I because it's a question. Okay, so may I go out, the verb is in the infinitive, with Jalal today. And of course for the last one, he needn't buy new shoes. He doesn't need to. The ones he have are okay, or the ones he has are okay. So that's it for today's lesson. I hope it was clear enough for you, and thank you.